Friday. It usually does. If it, I ruined the TV magic.
That's it. But yeah, Friday, September 12th, and it's already feeling so much nicer out there. I'm excited for the weekend.
I had my windows down the entire drive into work this morning, which I feel like I haven't had, and it feels like years.
I had the heat on yesterday morning. With
What?
John Brown it's like 7 in the morning. I had the heat on.
You had the heat on.
I actually, when I let I let the dog out, I felt it yesterday morning. It was, isn't that amazing though, the dew points in the 70s for us feel like...
It went down like 5 degrees. It's been so humid for 5 months that any drop, it's like, oh my gosh, it's November.
Yeah.
We notice it. It feels great. Yeah.
Like, it actually felt pleasant. I felt like I walked out the door this morning and just didn't get instantly hit in the face with the humidity.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm very excited for what's to come.
Me as well. So, starting this off a little bit early, so get your comments in soon, because we are also going to be taking our question of the day, so make sure you definitely take a look at that, because we're going to be talking all about your weekend coming up. And so, for our weekend, let's actually talk about that. So, here is the question of the day, is what are your plans for this weekend? So I'll start it off with Noah. What's your plans going on this weekend?
Me? I thought start with me.
All right, fine. TJ, what's your plans going on this weekend?
I'll stand in.
Come on, if you're gonna be in the stream, you got to be ready, dude.
So tomorrow, I think, because it does look nice, I think we're going to try to go to the beach. Aside from that, some house cleaning, some chores, because we have some family coming in early next week. But aside from that, I know you want to weigh in on this, and you probably will be able to as well, Noah, but we're going to do, and producer, now I can say, what, Johnny, please don't have your brand new title. What can I say?
News content editor.
News content editor / producer extraordinaire Johnny Jackson. He will also weigh in, because you guys are all doing Halloween Horror Nights. Well, we're going to do that on Sunday night. So,
that's exciting.
Yeah, so that's what's on our docket this weekend. So.
Yeah. Are you ready? Did you think of your plans now?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Noah, what are you doing for your weekend?
Well, I wish I was doing Horror Nights. I haven't done that in a year, but ever. Is it fun?
I can't. So we were saying that earlier today, because I've never done it. Laurel's never done it. So we'll have a full report. But Johnny's done it tons of times. So he can already win.
Golf is in the plans.
Golf's in the plans?
Yeah.
And it hopefully will be a little bit drier, because you just played golf yesterday and you said it was soggy.
Yeah, that was out in Volusia County. It was like horrible. There was water in people's yards. It was really weird. But I'm golfing over here tomorrow, here being Lake Marion, so I think it'll be drier, hopefully.
I played yesterday where John likes to play in Sereno.
Oh, yeah,
and it was cart path only. It was so wet, and a couple of balls were plugged. They had to go. I'm like, what happened? So yeah, I get.
See, I find plug balls even when it's not wet. I just say.
Are they yours?
Couldn't find the ball, free shot.
Breakfast ball.
I kid.
Mulligan.
I kid.
Don't count that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as TJ said, Jessica and I are actually doing Halloween Horror Nights tonight for the first time. It's both of our first times.
Exciting.
So I'm really excited about that. And I have to work this weekend. But for my actual weekend, I don't actually know what I'm doing. Yeah, probably cleaning the house. I have to say.
I think it needed it, and it felt good to do that.
Yeah.
But being that it's such a nice weekend, it would be a shame to spend time inside. So definitely try to get outside and enjoy the quote-unquote comfiness.
I have to tell you, because you guys mentioned cleaning the house. I've never been to Costco until like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, really?
So my life
Our
has changed.
producer
Did you
Johnny
get a membership?
is dying
No,
laughing.
my girlfriend has membership.
Okay, good.
Oh boy, her mom has a membership, and we use her mom's membership.
I love
Costco,
that.
I'm not
please,
paying
get
for
them.
it. Yeah. I got these Glade, like the home sprays, like this pumpkin spice, like the thing you put in the bathroom goes. Psh, every
I
9
love that.
minutes.
I love that,
I
Noah.
walked in last night, and my house smelled like a pumpkin patch.
That makes me so happy.
Fan-flipping-tastic.
I feel like Costco
like
is
a
one of those
pumpkin
places
patch.
you could literally spend so much money in there. You go for one thing and you come out with it's like
dangerous.
Target. You go
I
for
have
one
enough
thing and you
soap and toilet paper now to last my life. And pumpkin spice Lysol.
I love that.
You gotta get a little pumpkin spice sprayer. It's good. Yeah.
I feel like you just get on a spiral once you go to Costco.
And get samples too.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So let's actually talk about why this weekend is going to be so nice. We've talked about our weekend plans. If you are watching, we are live on Fox Local. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Make sure you write in what are your weekend plans, because Jessica is going to have a full breakdown of the weekend events. So we'll talk about that coming up in the next break. But as we do take a look outside, It's pretty cloudy out there, and I don't know if you can hear, but is that rain on our roof?
I feel like it is.
We'll check that in a second. But Orange County, we are seeing mostly cloudy skies. Also taking a look over, that's us right now. Hold on, where we go. As we do also take a look, hey, here's Orange County. And then as we also take a look in Daytona Beach, that tide is high out there. 82 degrees, you can see those mostly cloudy skies coming out in the back.
It's gloomy looking right now.
Gloomy for sure. And
windy at the beach this weekend, though, I think.
Yeah?
Especially with those showers. I don't know if... Ideal? Would you call it ideal? I don't know if I'd call it ideal.
It might not. The wind will definitely be a factor.
Showers, maybe
not beach weather.
The beach will probably be a little grayer, I would say, compared to.
See, I don't mind the wind on the beach. I know some people, like, if it was 25-mile-an-hour winds, they'd be like, eh.
They'll pack it in and do something different.
I don't need an umbrella to be up there.
There's still that weak little boundary offshore. I feel like that's going to help with that wind, with that wind flow. But hopefully, with it being a little stronger, they won't be so stagnant. Maybe they'll move a little quicker. So you still might have some dry time, which would be wonderful.
Yeah, but right now it doesn't look like too many of the beaches, maybe especially down by New Smyrna, not seeing too much of that sunshine at all. We're seeing some scattered showers making their way in from New Smyrna Beach all the way down basically to Titusville and Cape Canaveral. Most of these showers just going to continue to kind of fall south of the I-4 corridor. Maybe a couple scattered showers lingering until we hit about 5, 6 o'clock before they start to taper off. So luckily for Jessica and I and for anyone else who may be attending Halloween Horror Nights later on tonight, fingers crossed it should be dry. Same if you are heading to the rest of the theme parks. But here's what we're seeing right now. We still have a couple more of those scattered showers going to continue to make their way offshore. But guys, again, we were talking about that humidity for a little while now, and it's going to be feeling pretty pleasant over the next couple days, is it not?
I'm thinking about all of our Fox 51 locales. Everyone will really feel it up there. It'll feel a lot nicer than, say, southeastern Osceola County. It'll be a tale of two feels for the viewing area as a whole, I feel like.
Definitely. The Panhandle yesterday was pretty good, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like you said, perspective-wise, even if it drops 5 degrees from 75 to 70, that's a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels noticeably better.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we've kind of had this boundary. So if I back out just a little bit, this boundary right now over Miami, this was stuck over us here in Central Florida for what, a week?
A while.
It was a while.
It feels like it's been multiple weeks.
It was the reason why we had so much rain, but finally this is moving down to the south, some drier air moving in, making things feel much more pleasant, taking a look at the next couple days. So personally, I'm very excited for a weekend where I'm stepping outside and not just sweating instantly.
I'm jealous of those in the Panhandle. I really am.
Me too.
I'm very jealous.
But yeah, here's what we're looking at as we head through the weekend. Noah, you want to take this?
Yeah, what's the radar look like now before we go there? Show the radar real quick. Is it overdone?
Little bit.
No, pretty good, but
not bad.
This is interesting. Yeah, Laurel mentioned this last night. It looks like tonight might be a little bit higher coverage of showers compared to tomorrow and Sunday. But I guess the point is, and I always feel like when there's a northeast wind, the beaches always seemingly get more showers than even it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if you're going to be on the beach, you see how tomorrow looks here as we go through the night. The showers end, but look at tomorrow. Like, you see all those showers offshore. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a great... I feel like there'll be a lot more clouds, let's say, at Daytona, New Smyrna, than the theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple more of those thunderstorms.
And like today, the showers fall apart as they move in. They're not bigger in this northeast wind in Disney than they are in Daytona. You know what I mean?
No.
They're heavier when they come in off the water, and then they just kind of fade as they go southwest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's something that we're going to be watching.
Nothing like we had, though.
But nothing like we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 inches of rain just in my backyard. What, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. I don't think, since I've been living here, I've been living here for almost over a year, I don't think I've ever had that much rain.
That's a lot of rain.
Besides in a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So we are about to be taking a break within a couple minutes, but we are still looking for comments. Definitely write in. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Write in for our question of the day. We would love to hear your weekend plans because coming up, Jessica has basically all the weekend events that you can imagine in a quick forecast, and we'll talk more about weekend plans coming up in just a few minutes. Stick with us. All right, everybody, welcome back. Weekend. We talked about our weekend plans, and
Yes.
you guys actually wrote in for your weekend plans.
Weigh in. There's
TJ,
still time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take another look at the comments coming up a little bit later, but what's everybody doing out there?
So, Rosalie Brooks is saying, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for watching, Rosalie. She says she's going horse riding for the first time.
Oh, that's
I
so
love that.
exciting. It's fun. It's very fun.
Isabel says, have a blessed weekend. Alice says, hello to our favorite team. Thank you, Alice.
Yay, thank you, Alex.
And Scott from Edgewater is saying, hoping we all have a wonderful weekend as well.
Scott, hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Right back at you, yeah.
Yeah.
I have not been on the back of a horse since my brother's 5th birthday party. He had a cowboy party and we had a pony ride. So that's the last time I've been on a horse, so I can't say anything about horseback riding, but Rosalie, have a blast.
I think high school was the last time I rode a
Really?
horse.
I love that.
But yeah, if you haven't wrote in your weekend plans, that's our question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Write in what your plans are for the weekend. We'll check back in the comments for a little bit. But a couple folks wrote in some events that Jessica actually has a forecast for. So if you're looking for your forecast for the events that you have going on this weekend, here is Jess.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and we have lots of events taking place this weekend. So we're going to go over a rundown of some of those events and go over the forecast too. So whether you have indoor or outdoor plans, we're actually shaping up to have a better looking forecast. So we'll start off with our Friday football blitz because that's going to be one of the better things happening tonight in terms of the forecast too. It's going to feel a lot better outside with those lower dew points. We do have a couple of isolated showers, maybe a few thunderstorms we'll have to contend with. So that's why we have that 30% chance. One of my personal favorites too is the farmers market. Technically there is one on Sunday morning as well in downtown Orlando, the Lake Eola farmers market. But if you're going to be heading out to maybe the Winter Park farmers market, Maitland, Lake Mary, Longwood, wherever it might be locally, we're going to be expecting a really nice morning for it. This is going to be one of the better mornings we've had in some time. It's going to feel comfortable outside. We're going to have low humidity, a good amount of sunshine. So we'll go from around 79 degrees for the 10 o'clock hour up to 82 by 11 o'clock and only around 83 by noon as we head into our Saturday. So if you're heading out to any of those local farmers markets, we'll be in really good shape. And we also have the Tate McRae concert that's going to be happening, and that's going to be happening tomorrow night at around 7 o'clock. If you're going to be heading out, we'll have a couple of isolated showers to start, but otherwise we'll be in pretty good shape as far as any sort of rain is concerned. So you might have to dodge a shower or two. Tomorrow's only, though, a 30% chance of rain. We will dry things out, but we're going to be expecting a high of only 87 degrees. So it's going to be a lot less hot and a lot less humid than what we have been contending with. So for any of your weekend plans, maybe you're heading out to some of the local theme parks and attractions as well, whether it's SeaWorld or Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, or maybe even the Hollywood Horror Nights, or Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to be expecting a pretty nice look at things as we head into the weekend. So a 30% chance of rain Saturday, a 20% chance into our Sunday. So all in all, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Thanks for watching, and I'll send it back over to you.
Thanks, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jess.
great forecast.
It's going to be beautiful for so many things.
I'm so excited. And again, Jess and I are headed to Halloween Horror Nights for the first time tonight, so things are going to be looking good.
Yeah, I feel like if you're getting out there, I don't know, I feel like I'm always the one that packs too many things when he goes to the theme park. I have the ponchos, I have the cups, multiple cups.
Heading to the theme parks?
So
No.
I'm always prepared, but hopefully no one will need to grab the poncho tonight.
I hope not. So if you are heading to the theme parks tonight for the rest of the evening, maybe go and grab dinner around the theme parks, Icon Park, anywhere along I-Drive. This is what you're looking at. Temperatures slowly going to start to cool down. Maybe a couple of scattered showers through the early evening, but once we head into later on tonight, things are good. And this is the forecast that I'm looking forward to. Hey, maybe a couple of scattered showers right at around 6:30, but things are going to stay clear. And the good news is if you are staying out even a little bit later on, the humidity is going to start to calm down as well. And those clouds are moving on out.
And if it does storm, doesn't it add to the spookiness, the Halloween horror ambiance? If there's a crack of thunder, a dark, ominous cloud in the foreground as you're trying to take maybe a photo of something lurking, I don't know.
That's what I think, personally. All right, TJ, so we talked about our weekend. We talked about pretty much every single event that's happening here across Central Florida. Jess did a great job with that. Let's touch on the tropics.
Yes, good idea.
Slightly. So let's take a look at this. For our tropics, we are going to continue to keep an eye on this wave in the Central Atlantic. TJ, go ahead.
So thankfully, still a medium chance, not a great chance just yet, but I would think that with this, because of the setup that we have, there's a lack of dust in this portion of the Atlantic right now. The dust is what killed our previous invest. Thankfully, that we didn't see anything major come out of that. But it looks like this wave, which could get tagged by the National Hurricane Center as an invest or an investigation over the next couple of days. But I would say that we could potentially be looking at a depression on our hands as we progress through the first half of next week. Less dust, somewhat minimal shear, at least in the relationship of where this is in this portion of the Atlantic. So it's still early on, but at least for now, something that we're going to watch. But looking at some of the long-term data, it seems like, Laurel, there's still going to be this dip in the jet stream that's over the eastern third of the nation. We tried to get a little bit of ridging briefly, but it's looking like between that and the Bermuda High that if something were to develop, it would still potentially go away from us versus closer to us. So something we'll have to watch as we head through the next couple weeks, nonetheless.
September 10th, we saw was the peak of hurricane season. And even though we're at the peak, we still have the entire back half of the mountain to go down before we can finally breathe that sigh of relief that it's over. But this time last year, right around the middle of September, we saw that pickup. And even by the end of September, things started to get busy because, of course, we remember October from last year. We had Milton, we had Helene. I feel like we were running around like chickens with our heads cut off because it was one after another.
It was. Helene was what, the 27th, or is that sound right? Something like that. And then Milton was the 9th, right? So within less than 2 weeks. And that was my inaugural. Those were my first two storms that I was a part of the storm team for. And I remember it was like trial by fire. It was like, all right, Mother Nature,
bring it on. But so far this season, we've had 6 storms. 5 of them being tropical storms. One of them, of course, Aaron, becoming that first Category 5 of the season. So we're going to continue to kind of watch that very carefully because the next couple names on the list is when we really started to see that kind of rapid fire through the second half of the 2024 season. Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry are the next couple names on the list. So something that is definitely going to keep us on our toes, at least through the next couple of months, for sure.
Most definitely, yeah. And I think it's going to be interesting to see as we head through the next few weeks. Will we start to see some changes? It seems like that was kind of the case, at least looking, say a couple weeks ago toward mid to late month, that was going to be the potential as we saw the climate pattern shifts. We'll have to see if things start to progress in that way. Either way, a time to be prepared, have your hurricane kits ready to go, and make sure you stay with us for all the latest in the tropics.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stick with us. right, welcome back, everybody. I'm so happy it's the weekend.
I'm really happy. I feel like the summer, though, Laurel, has gone way too fast, and I
Yes.
cannot believe that it's almost mid-September. It is spooky season. I saw in the neighborhood, driving to work today out of the neighborhood, so many people have their Halloween decorations up already.
Okay, hot take. Is Halloween just an October thing, or is it an all-fall thing?
I want you to weigh in. I mean, I think because of where we live in the country and because of Disney, because of Universal, SeaWorld, everything starts early. All the holidays start earlier
Fair.
than any place else probably in the nation. You know, I think that's why everybody gets a jump on Halloween, on Christmas, on the holidays in general. Everyone's already ready to go before they're actually here.
You know what, TJ? I respect that for sure. So, taking a look basically through October. October, I feel like, should just stay Halloween. That's it. But something that I do love about the fall season is football.
Yes, Football
Yay.
Friday. Woo!
Yeah, so actually I was in St. Cloud today. The Bulldogs are getting ready to go to face off against Osceola. This is a 102-year-old rivalry.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane?
I love that you were out there for this.
It was so much fun, and for a little bit of a sneak peek of if you are heading to the game tonight, these kids are so talented, so I'll just pass it off to them to show them what they got. Here we go.
We are here at St. Cloud High today, and it is a beautiful night for football. We're going to be seeing those temperatures slowly dropping down into the 70s, but by halftime, it should be crystal clear, and we have such talented students here at St. Cloud High. So we're going to interview a couple of them and show them what they got. Here we go. Dance team, ladies, take it away. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, nice job, ladies. All right, so you just saw the dance team. Let's bring it over to cheer. Beautiful job, ladies. All right, so you just saw dance, you just saw cheer. Marching band, show them what you got, guys. These guys are amazing. They are so pumped for the game later on tonight. And we actually have a birthday here for tonight. Bud, what's your name?
Jude Cockrow.
Good stuff. And what year are you?
Class of 2027. I'm a junior.
Exciting. And today's your birthday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Happy birthday. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jude. Happy birthday to you.
All right, guys, this is over a 100-year rivalry, so everything is on the line, including the bragging rights. So we are really excited for the game tonight. You definitely don't want to miss it. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Good stuff. Oh my gosh, those kids are so talented.
How can you not get pumped up listening to them, hearing them? It's great, Laurel.
I was, listen,
love it.
I got up at 3 in the morning and I was pumped just listening to these kids. So good for them.
I love it. It'll be a great game, I'm sure.
Oh, I am excited. And it looks like a good forecast tonight, and it looks like a
Yeah.
good forecast into the weekend as well.
Which is great. I feel like it hasn't been, I mean, in my memory.
We've been gypped.
We've been gypped. We've had some rough weekends. I can't remember the last time where we've had a 30% chance of rain on a weekend.
At least 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'd say even it could be even a month or so. Who knows? I feel like the rainy season, you don't see 30 and 20% chances for rain, but this is perfect, and they stay somewhat low into the middle portion of the week, which is great.
Yeah, and I feel like when we did have a sunny day, the humidity was just melting.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like instant sweat as soon as you go outside. It's going to actually be comfortable.
It is, yeah. Comparatively speaking, for this time of the year in Florida, I think you'll notice it. It'll feel great. And honestly, until we get into Thursday and Friday, that's when we start to see more of that direct onshore flow. It seems like more of an easterly wind, so it looks like more typical rain chances by Thursday and Friday. But aside from that, I'm focusing on low rain chances, lower humidity, and a great weekend.
Yes, my mind is on the weekend for sure. And let's do one last check of the comments, see if
Good
anyone
call.
else is doing anything this weekend before we wrap up for this Friday.
All right, so
Friday,
Rosalie
Friday.
says, aside from she was the one that mentioned riding horses, she also says she wants to rewatch the 1996 Twister, not the new one, the
Ooh.
classic, the OG Twister. I love that, Rosalie, if you're still
like
watching.
it. Good stuff. And any other comments? We
Eh.
also have someone on Facebook watching, again, avid watcher of
Oh,
Fox
good.
35.
I love that.
Kevin writing in from Lakeland.
Hi,
and
Kevin.
Macy says TGIF, everybody.
I love that. Well, I'll say hi to Kevin because Kevin's always watching when we do our breakfast chats on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Yes,
So
he is. He's watching every time I go on live for the weekend, too.
I love it.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Get outside, enjoy, and we'll see you on Monday at 3 o'clock. Same time, same place.
Bye.
Hi everybody, welcome into the Fox 35 Sports Zone. I'm Jonah Karp. This is episode 3. The last 2 weeks we've been talking exclusively about UCF football. No Knights game this week, but we still have a fun show planned. We are going to talk more college football. We are going to talk some high school football as well, but we're going to start by talking about the NFL. All 3 Florida teams, a lot to discuss. To help me do that, let's welcome in a special guest, Fox 13 Sports Director Scott Smith. Scott, how's it going, buddy?
Jonah, great to be with you. Happy to talk a little NFL with you.
And Scott, you were out in Atlanta last week, right?
That's right. Yeah, we traveled up to Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium to catch those Bucs kick off the season against the Falcons. Always a tough opponent for whatever reason. For as much success as the Bucs have had within the division here, and of course 4 straight NFC South championships, the Falcons have just kind of had their number. So the Bucs went into that game having lost 3 of their previous 4 meetings against them, but able to get something of a monkey off their back in Sunday's season opener, and in a way that I think we all came to expect. It's going to come down to the wire when these two face.
Oh, yeah. 2 teams contending for the playoffs, 2 teams obviously division rivals, and the game lived up to the billing. Let's start with the Bucs. Let's hear from Todd Bowles.
It was just one of the bizarre wins. We played a crazy one like this here last year, and we came out on the losing end. We came out this year and we won one. So it's one game. We're not going to blow a lot of smoke, but it's a big win for us because they fought till the end.
We remember the fact that they beat us twice, but it's a new season, 1-0. That's what the goal was coming in here, trying to do that against a divisional opponent on the road, and any way we can do it is great. And, you know, some of these close ball games last year, we weren't on the right side of it, so it's good to see that we can find a way to win.
All right, so not the most comfortable way to win a ball game, but it's a divisional game, divisional rivals. You'll take the win any way you can get it, right, Scott?
Yeah, they'll absolutely take it, Jonah. And this is a situation where, you know, this team obviously down a couple of guys to start the season, some big playmakers on this team. When you talk about Jalen McMillan and Chris Godwin in the receiving core, missing their left tackle, they did a switch at their offensive line, moving 3 guys to new positions to start this game. So there was some new. most of this team has returned intact, but I think right out of the gates against a team that's always going to be feisty, they showed what head coach Todd Bowles touched on there, and that is resilience down the stretch. What are you going to do down the stretch to make the big plays in the critical moments? And they showed that. So it wasn't a perfect game. It wasn't a clean game all the way through. I think defense and offense both started a little bit rocky, but they picked it up. And I think they peaked at the right time, and it gives them a little bit of confidence. It's always nice to have maybe not your best performance, but you could still log a win in the NFL, because week in and week out, it can be just brutally tough. I think that there's a lot of promise here. The schedule is not the toughest schedule in the NFL. So stack wins as long as they can, because the NFC South, it honestly comes down to like the last week or two of the season just about every year.
So the Bucs are 1-0. Same cannot be said about the Miami Dolphins. They looked about as bad as you can look in week one, and that's where we go to next. Let's hear from Mike McDaniel before we remind you of the final score of that game. It wasn't good.
I think the positive is that that was a miserable experience. It was embarrassing, flat out. And in that, there's nowhere to hide. It's almost, within the game, it's almost good that that it wasn't reachable, that we were -4, because there's, as a team, we have to, I was really looking forward to seeing the stuff that we've really worked on diligently, and I didn't see any of it, and that's a problem. So
this was not a Colts team that was supposed to be all that competitive this year. They had a quarterback competition between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson going into the season, and Daniel Jones looks like Steve Young in week one, and Miami gets blown out 33-8. Scott, is there any reason why Dolphins fans shouldn't just be rooting for the highest draft pick possible and for the team to just blow it up?
They still have a lot of talent on that team, Jonah, and I actually was pretty bullish on the Colts. They were my AFC South pick at the beginning of the season to win the division. I think they do have some decent pieces there. I like their receiving core, the running back and Jonathan Taylor, and I thought that Daniel Jones, my prediction was, my bold hot take was that he would have a Sam Darnold-esque season. And so right out of the gates, I mean, they looked the part, but I think that was as much about the Dolphins not being ready for the moment as it was about the Colts being a really good and playoff contending team this year. Look, you can't turn the ball over 3 of your first 4 possessions, obviously. This defense did not look as good as it did last year. It was a top 10 defense in the NFL last year, and they let the Colts do what they wanted offensively. But it's the offensive pieces. It's the Tyreek Hills. It's the Jalen Waddles. It's Tua. It's being able to move the ball down the field. I mean, this was Mike McDaniels was the offensive wizard, right? So there are big concerns that this offense can't produce touchdowns, and that was evident in week one. So long season, but I think that you have to have a clear voice at the top, and you have to have a leader that guys can follow. And I think that to some extent, the jury's still out on whether McDaniel is the guy. I think that seat's going to get continually hotter if we see this team take bad losses like they did last week.
I mean, look, there are winnable games on the schedule. You got the Browns, you got the Panthers, you got the Jets twice, you got the Saints. But Miami looking from the furthest thing from a playoff contender after week one. Watching that football game, I don't know if there's any reason to be hopeful for the outcome of this season, but maybe you feel
the stat that popped out to me, Jonah, was in the first half that the Dolphins offense had produced as many yards as the Colts offense had run plays. So it was 43 plays for the Colts offense, 43 total yards for the Dolphins offense. So that's awful. It's a slow start. It's a team not ready, not focused. And so if there's any positive to pull out of this, it's if you get smacked that hard week one, I think that does at least grab your attention for your week 2 showing as they take on the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that's a pretty telling stat, huh? That's awful. But let's move on from Miami. We still have to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in a different fashion, but they did play an NFC South team. They came away with a victory in week 1, beating the Panthers. Let's hear from Liam Cohen after his head coaching debut.
We wanted to go into the game, though, being slightly aggressive. with the fourth down mentality. And it's more like as we get to know each other, as we get to know this team, that's kind of that made the ebbs and flows of it. But to start there is where we wanted to start with a fourth down that we had been successful converting in the preseason in those moments. So it was really just carryover. It wasn't necessarily a message. It was more so like, hey, this has kind of been our mentality throughout the preseason and through training camp, was to try to be aggressive in some of those moments.
I think for Trevor Lawrence, this is a big prove-it year. Coming off shoulder surgery at the end of last year, his stock has been down. It wasn't the most efficient day. The team was not the most disciplined. They had 11 penalties for like 93 yards on the game. But I do want to give them a pass. There's so much new to this team, including, all the parts of the coaching front office on down, that I think it does take a little bit of time to catch some rhythm. I will say, Liam Cohen being with the Bucs last year, what we did see right out of the gates was his emphasis on running the football. And when you can do that well, that opens up the rest of your offense. That's going to take a lot more pressure off Trevor Lawrence and your receiving core to boot. So they ran the ball very well. 200 yards on the ground, Travis Etienne, 143 himself. So I think those are some if you're trying to hang your hat on anything, it's that. If you can run the ball effectively in the NFL, that means that good things are in store. So,
but not the rushing attack that people were expecting coming into this season, because now they don't have Tank Bigsby anymore. So here you think, okay, they have a two-headed monster in Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, more of a thunder lightning combination, and then after week 1, Tank Bigsby is gone. So what exactly?
I don't think they make that deal if they don't feel confident in what they already have. So I think Etienne showed that he can be a workhorse for this team. So that's one of those things that you just kind of you trust, I guess, your GM is making the right move for this year's team, and maybe looking ahead to the future a little bit as well. I believe they got some draft picks back for that. So. Yeah, but they were effective, and if you could dominate the line of scrimmage and you can get your big guys to run block up front, I think that goes a long way. That gives some confidence to your team and takes some pressure off your quarterback. One of the worst offenses in the NFL last year were those Jaguars. So I think this was at least a positive sign, even if your quarterback didn't have the best day.
And they put up 26 points against the Carolina Panthers in a Week 1 victory. Doesn't get any easier for them, though. They go to Cincinnati in Week 2. They play the Bengals.
Well, I think the Bengals offensively have to be better this next week. I think they're going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL this year. Yeah. Got to be, right? So let's say we got a 31-24 game. I think the Bengals probably take it. I think they're a better team.
A shootout would be fun. Battle of two first overall draft picks in Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. That'll be a good one.
I'm here for it, yeah.
All right. Scott, good to see you. Thanks so much, buddy.
Jonah, appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Welcome back into the Fox 35 Sports Zone. Garrett Weimer, Jonah Karp, and Jonah, a tough one for the Gators.
Oh yeah, that was ugly, and it's not going to get any easier for the Gators. In fact, it's only going to get more difficult. You just look at the schedule, and we'll get into the game itself. But I had the schedule pulled up just a moment ago. I mean, it's just ranked opponent. LSU, then Miami, then Texas, and Texas A&M, Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Florida State. These are all ranked teams.
That's the life of an SEC team.
It's
for you.
yeah. Every one of these SEC opponents, and the SEC had, I think, 11 ranked teams this week, which set a record for the AP Top 25. Yeah, this is going to be an ugly season. Garrett, I went back and I looked at the Florida history, and the last time, if they lose all these ranked games and say they win the two non-ranked games, which would be against Mississippi State and Kentucky, they would finish with 3 wins this year. The last time the Gators had 3 wins or less in a season, 1979, when they went unbeaten, when they went 0-10. That's the type of history we're looking at this year.
Do you think it's going to be that bad? Are things looking that bad?
I mean,
this was a team that came in to start the season ranked.
Yeah, and now they're not, and they won't be the rest of the year. I mean,
so you don't think they have any shot against any of these ranked opponents that they've got coming up?
They don't have a shot against LSU or Miami or Texas.
What about A&M?
Maybe A&M, but I mean, look, if Billy Napier doesn't win one of these games, I don't see him coming back next year.
How worried should he be for his job right now?
I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was in his position. I don't know. And the fact is, I don't see him leaving midway through the year unless if Florida loses against Mississippi State, Billy Napier's not going to be coaching the next game against Georgia. But you don't get rid of him after South Florida. I don't think you're going to get rid of him after a game where they're supposed to lose, like LSU or Miami or Texas. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. But
well, he acknowledged that the road's going to get tougher. Here's a little bit of what he said after the game.
There's urgency in this building every day. And I would say when you're going to Baton Rouge to play, the number 3 team in the country, to go play, this is an incredible opportunity and really a special experience to go play on the road in this league against a good team. So it's what you sign up for. It's why you come here. So we got to get ready for it.
What you sign up for, why you come here, but you also want to be competitive in those games.
Yeah.
And so we'll see where things go.
Well, and the concerning thing, too, when you just focus solely on this USF loss, it was the lack of discipline. The 11 penalties in this game, and then you have the spitting incident, and, we'll see how the team chooses to discipline Brendan. But and he already apologized. But stuff like that can't happen, especially in crucial moments. Stuff like that can't happen. And that goes back to the coaching staff. The spotlight is squarely on the coaching staff, especially with the 11 penalties. That's just unacceptable.
Now, from USF's standpoint, they are now ranked. And what did they do right in that game?
Well, they just played a 4-quarter game against a quality opponent, and they're a quality team. And this matchup this week against Miami is going to be fun. Look, if this is at all competitive, and not even competitive, but like if this is a fun football game where USF looks like a competitive, I guess I'll go back to the word competitive, against Miami, which is the big brother in this battle. There's no other game remotely close to the level of competition that Miami provides the rest of the way for USF. This is easily the toughest game of the year. And they could very easily, the Bulls, run the table after this Miami game. And if that's the case, this coaching staff is going to have their phone ringing off the hook come the end of the season.
Which is convenient because there might be a team in Gainesville that's looking for a replacement.
Oh, yeah, who's that?
It's going to be an interesting kind of season to watch, I think, because of just the tough road for obviously not USF, but the Gators, the Hurricanes. Hurricanes are looking pretty good though. Right now they are definitely looking tough to beat.
Oh yeah, and Florida State too. You see the final score of that game?
Yeah,
77-3. Was that the final score? Something like that?
It was something like that.
Yeah.
Once you get past like 60, kind of tune out a little bit. But
maybe you do. I like counting. It helps me practice.
Push up every point, just like the cheerleaders in the stadium. Well, a lot to watch for, and then another exciting college football weekend ahead of us. As we get deeper in the season, it gets even better because you have more of these ranked matchups. It just gets more exciting and better as the season goes along, I think.
Oh yeah, and sports in general gets better as the college football season rolls on, because then you get into more of the thick of the NFL picture, and you also, you have the baseball postseason, and then you have the NBA starting up, and hockey, and this is a time of the year for sports. This is what I live and breathe for, man.
Yeah. Well, we got more to talk about, so keep it here on the Fox 35 Sports Zone.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a pivot from talking about football, and we're going to talk about golf. We met up with one golfer in Lake Mary who rarely takes a day off. That's why 10-year-old Maddie Dickerson is somebody you're going to want to keep your eye on.
Maddie Dickerson is tailor-made for the golf course.
COVID hit and everything shut down, and my dad used to be a really good golfer.
Maddie said you used to be a good golfer. Your response is what?
That's very true.
So we lived in Colorado, so we had a simulator in our basement, and I just started picking it up, and I enjoyed it so much that I've just kept on doing it over these 4 years.
Maddie's resume is top flight. At just 10 years old, she already has 5 world championship titles.
In the summer, she'll put in 5-6 days a week like it's nothing.
You have to have the drive to want to get up every day early, go practice where you could be having a sleepover or anything, just being willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to get to your goals.
Maddie's drive is unmatched.
How big is the trophy shelf now?
Oh, it's big. We We try to not focus on the trophies, to be honest.
It motivates me to get a few more trophies to put my scrunchies in.
Trophies for the eyes and hair ties. The Dickerson family is already seeing the payoff of moving from Colorado to Florida, and Maddie's journey is just getting started.
You know that later it's really going to pay off, and all the hard work and everything that you're putting in right now will all pay off later.
If everyone in the world could be as motivated as Maddie, the world would be a much better place. I could say that. She's amazing.
How proud are you of your big sister, Nolan?
Very proud. She's won a lot of tournaments. I'm very proud of her. I didn't know she could ever do this, but she can. It's awesome.
Maddie Dickerson is taking the world by storm. Remember her name. You'll find Maddie on a tour leaderboard one day.
All the hard work, even when it feels like it's not doing nothing, whatever you do, even if you feel like you're working hard and it's just not working, God has a plan and it'll work out eventually just the way He wants it to, as long as you keep working hard.
10 years old, and I feel like there's a lot we can learn from her. My goodness.
Oh, she's wise for her age, huh? And how about 5 world championship titles?
Unreal.
She's playing golf for 4 years. Can you imagine the discipline that it takes, the motivation? I mean, yeah, you said it. We can learn a lot from somebody like Maddie.
You know, and if you're looking to move somewhere to where you can golf year round, they definitely picked the right place to come to.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure she will only get better from here if she's practicing every single day like that, and already, you know, you hear her talk about the dedication. I mean, it's impressive.
Yes, and it's not just Maddie. It's the sacrifices that the family has to make too, to get Maddie to where she is now and beyond. And also, her brother Nolan is a golfer himself. This is a very close family, the Dickerson family, and they moved from Colorado to Florida specifically to focus on Maddie's golf career, and I mean, she's just blowing everybody out of the water right now.
So a bright career ahead of her, that's for sure. And I love the shot of the hair ties, or the the hair ties in the trophy.
You know, it's easy to forget when you're talking to somebody like Maddie and you watch her play golf. She's only 10 years old, and there are things that motivate her, like wanting to get a dog, which she wants. So, you know, her mom promised that if she wins a tournament that she will get to take care of a dog. And, you know, these trophies, as cool as they are to look at, she uses them for practical use. She puts her scrunchies in them, which is very funny.
Might as well get some use out of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm really rooting for her. She's got to have that dog. So that means we really need her to win one of these tournaments again here soon.
I know, yeah. Although her mom's probably going to end up taking care of it.
Well, we're out of time here. It's been a lot of fun chatting about all this. But thanks for joining us on the Fox 35 Sports Zone. I'm Garrett Weimer. This is Jonah Karp, and we'll see you next time.